Hello, hello, and my goodness. Could we get any later, right? Pants, pin, comment, IG notification. Not doing the IG notification anymore for now, Fat Red, because I don't have IG on my phone, and I don't know how to do that on the computer. I was never able to figure it out. Hello, hi, it's me. Hello, Fat Red. Thank you for coming by, even though I'm starting over an hour late today. So that's wonderful. Probably won't go as long as we normally do today. What am I doing? I'm discombobulated as per usual, so I'm just going to start with a little touch-up work on some stuff. Where is the black paint? Oh, I know where it is. Okay. Chocolate time. It did feel like chocolate time. Foot of snow. Wow, man. We've got no snow here. We don't get anything like that, and very rarely here in Texas. So, Fat Red, I did send that out. It was a little late. You know, I sent it out yesterday. I was going to bring it one day, and then I realized the place I go to is closed for the holidays, and had to get a ride, so... But it did go out. Right on. I probably didn't need to paint the bottom. Just the back of this, but whatever. It's already started. We got this thing here from last week that I'll probably mess with. Hi, it's me. I started very late, man. If you gotta go, you gotta go. It's understandable. It is what it is, man. I mean, damn it, where's my purchase, right? You know, when I started on eBay a long time ago, the first few times I sold on eBay, you had so much time as a grace period. You know, people would send you a personal check, you'd have to cash it. So from the time that they won the auction till the time they received the product was usually like a month. You know, they'd send you the check, you'd have to make sure it clears because it was a personal check, then you'd send your thing out. I mean, it was just like not a rush job. It got quicker and quicker, and people had higher and higher expectations, especially when Amazon started pushing that. And then when I started messing around with Etsy, because Etsy was originally all handcrafted items, they realized that the lead times were going to be longer, especially with made-to-order items. So people on Etsy are kind of used to waiting a little bit longer for stuff, and honestly, I kind of like that. I don't have a vehicle, and so shipping sometimes is rough for me. I could do pickups, but they don't like coming up to my apartment. It's kind of annoying. They always say they're going to be here, never show up. Yeah. I know you're not worried at all, dude. I know you're not. I'm just telling a story, you know. Something to say. I guess we'll see if Ed's still up or if he went to sleep. He's probably like, oh, got the night off. Radnom's AWOL. Or MIA or whatever the term is. I think I'm gonna make some tea. Briscoe, what's up, Briscoe? couple of people popping in here now. Running a little bit late tonight, Briscoe. Running a little bit late. So what I'm doing with some of this stuff is I'm doing some touch-up. I don't know, have I probably showed this on here. That's pretty cool with the resin. I'm doing some touch-up on some pieces, and if I can bring myself to, I'm gonna put them up on Etsy for sale. I'm really bad at doing that, but that's probably what I'm gonna do. Almost messaged you to see if you were going live. Yeah, so if you do message me on IG Fat Red, I will see it because I'm periodically checking it on my computer. I can check the messages. I just can't do my broadcast channel. For some reason, they don't have that functionality on the web page version of it. Let me just set that over there. Maybe I'll do the... Uh-oh. Where is the teaspoon? We're missing critical equipment. I can't put my honey in without the teaspoon. That's just, like, not acceptable. There we go. Thought maybe someone was up. Yeah. I'm still alive, Fat Red. We're doing okay. Okay enough, I suppose. Hi, Ranimal. You wonderful people in chat. Happy New Year. Oh, man, I didn't even say that. Happy New Year, everyone. And Happy New Year to you, too, Thor. So, what was I gonna say? I will mention these. You guys remember these from last week? This one came out really good. I really like the way this one came out with the red and doing the little highlights on the brick there. So that's pretty slick. We got this one. And we got this one that's probably not as colorful, but still kind of interesting. So I went ahead and I put both of these up on Etsy as well. I'm just going to probably keep doing this for now because I have too much clutter and too many bills. So selling a few things here and there, not a bad idea. And I'm really running out of space. I'm in a one-bedroom apartment, so I need to start decluttering so I can make some new stuff. So both of these, anyway, I put up on Etsy. They're $30 for the pair. So if you see a listing, there's two of them together. And, you know, no pressure or anything, Briscoe. I'm just mentioning, I did put the option on there for shipping to Canada. You don't have to feel obligated to do it or anything. I'm just saying it's there if you want to try it, and I'll, if you do, I'll have a fun time dealing with that, I'm sure. So, but just, you know, to be a learning experience. But no worries about it either way. But yeah, both of these are up on Etsy now for $30 for the pair. All right. Do I want to do this, or do I want to do something that is black? Maybe something that is black. I already have black on the brush. Oh, this needs rivets. This is pretty cool. This one's pretty cool, but it needs, I like the floor. The wooden stone look. I like that. But, I need something. I need googly eyes. Squid Game. Squid Game was... It was good. I feel like when it came out, you know, we were all like held captive by COVID at that time, so it made it better, you know, because of the moment in time it was. But it was pretty good. I feel like this might work better than googly eyes. I didn't even think about it until right now. Alright, let's see. Glue. Glue. Yeah, Briscoe, whatever you want to try, or if you don't want to do anything, no worries. But if you want to, the option is there, and we'll, you know, we'll try and figure it out. Yeah, I haven't been watching much either. Not much at all. Where is the... Oh. What was the other one? Squid Games was huge. Tiger King. That was the other thing that everyone was going nuts over during the pandemic. You don't even think about the Tiger King anymore. That's like just done. TAR. What's up, TAR? Yeah, Fat Red. Macs are a whole other beast, for sure. Is the gravel you have on the base of the dies you have on Etsy made with real gravel or kitty litter? How do you get that effect? NYC or NC Gojira. Is that, these bases? Is that what you're talking about? And if it is... that is kitty litter. Definitely kitty litter. Yep. Sometimes I go outside and grab dirt. I have a couple of little plastic cups in the other room on the windowsill that I have different grades of dirt. I'll go grab some sand if I see a sandy patch, and I, you know, get some little gravel bits and then little coarser rocks, just so I have some bits to grab from. But this particular stuff was kitty litter. Okay, let me get some of these on here and see what kind of shenanigans we can do. Yeah, Yep, kitty litter. Good stuff. I used mostly Turbo Tacky glue, I think, when I did this, and that stuff works pretty good. White glue will work, you know, pretty much any kind of PVA glue will work. And you paint it one color, dark undercoat, like black or whatever, and then you just dry brush it up. Works really well. Really, really well. And even if you don't have a cat, I mean, you could probably find a friend that has a cat and just get a cup of kitty litter. It'll last you forever. But if you have a jug of cat litter, you'll probably never need to buy any more in your life. I grabbed some dirt to do a set, didn't use glue, and stuff started growing. That's kind of cool. That's kind of cool, TAR, actually. Yeah, it's 12 o'clock, I'm leaving. I understand. Hi, it's me. I understand, man. You have a good night. We'll try to start a little earlier next week. Although you made it all the way to 1 a.m. last week, man, so that was already probably used up your late night allotments. Where is this? Do we just want to do 3? Just want to do 3. Maybe 3, 3, and 4. Trying to put moss on my dio. What kind of moss are you using? Are you using static flock or are you just using normal flock? I mean, either way, I prefer Mod Podge. Someone might have a better, that does it a lot more often than I do, might have better reason for not using Mod Podge. I like Mod Podge because you can spread it around with a brush easier. So you can get like more artistic blobs and shapes, and I feel like I get a thinner coat of it, or a more even coat of it, I should say. Man, what is going on today with my hair? All right. This is, I'm going through some old stuff I have laying around to kind of clean them up a little bit, and then before I probably put them up for sale. Actually, there's a magazine called Toytography Magazine. The gentleman who runs it, his name is Brian Carr, I believe. And he had me do a tutorial for his magazine. Oh, man, it was probably about a year ago, or maybe a little more now. And I don't remember, it was like 5 or 6 page tutorial on just some basic techniques. And this is what I built in it because I wanted to make it, yeah, I see one of the things when I wanted to make like a bunch of examples of basic techniques in one thing. So we had some like, bricks, blocks, doing the wood grain, cutting some things thin. And then we had like stone. This was dry brushing, and this was lighter colors than doing a wash, and then the wood grain on the bottom again. So I wanted to show like a few different things, and I think it came out pretty good. But yeah, that's what this particular item is from. Thank you, Zachary. The moss I'm using is fake reindeer moss from the Dollar Tree in their floral section. I don't know, man. I've never really worked with that. What is that? Is that like clumps, like big crazy pieces? Or is that, you know, like fine, like a flock? I feel like that's going to be big crazy clumps, like that stuff they sell in the plastic packs. Take care, hi, it's me. It's clumps. Oh, Fat Red says it's clumps. Let me think. Yeah. Just coat the base really well with some turbo tacky or anything, you know, white glue. Push it down into it as much as you can, and you know, you still want, I wouldn't push the top fibers into it, but what's probably going to happen is I don't know how well that's going to stick. It's going to flake. If it doesn't stick well enough with just pushing the bottom in, take some water and maybe dilute whatever white glue, like tacky glue or Elmer's glue. Maybe something like, I don't know, you'll have to play with it, 5 parts or 10 parts water to 1 part glue. Get it really, really watery. Take a brush. You could use a spray bottle if you have one, but a brush works fine, and just like wet the whole thing down with it. And it'll dry hard as heck. But it will take like days to dry. You know, you just gotta experiment with stuff. Sometimes it'll work out, sometimes it'll kind of work out. Most of the time, if it doesn't work out super well, it kind of works out anyway. It just might not be super durable, in which case it's fine. You know, you could just blast it with more glue or whatever. I think that's gonna be okay. Just, I wonder if I want to paint them silver or just paint them black. Well, we'll start with black, and then we'll see where they go from there. Okay, that's it for this one. Where did I put... Really? Okay. Yeah, when I was making this, I had a huge leak of all the resin went in places it wasn't supposed to. And it was getting all over my workbench downstairs in the garage, and I barely managed to save it. If I didn't look at it right when I walked into the garage, it probably would have poured all out over my floor and never would have ever been taken out of the cement ever again. Ever, because that stuff would have just hardened like a rock and been in the pores of the cement forever and ever. Until that floor got ripped up, probably. But I was able to shore it up with some blocks and stuff to kind of hold a makeshift barrier together. And it said okay. It's just, you know, got all these resin walls on the sides where there shouldn't be resin, but it doesn't really matter. I did have to add more resin though to get the water level up to where I wanted it originally, so wasted a little bit of material. Yeah, 3.75 inch figures, correct. Here, I could show you right now. You could see this is one of them, and here is a 3.75 inch figure. I'm not saying you couldn't use it with 12, but it'll look small. I mean, it'll just look like a base. Like there's Deadpool standing there. You could have a guy standing there. You know, a 12-inch dude could stand there and it'll just look like a, you know, a shorter wall. The brick isn't like super to scale either way anyway. You know, it's kind of like cheat bricks. So it almost looks more like block size with him standing there, and a little closer to brick size with him standing there, so it works. Delta 17s. Let's see. Yep. Yeah, you got it, Fat Red. 4 inches. Pretty close, anyway. That's the 4-inch mark right there. So, pretty close. Yeah, after 3.75 inches, that would work. It's both these walls. Yeah, that'd be totally fine for a 3.75 inch figure. No problem. Pee-wee's Playhouse figures. Man, I didn't even know they made Pee-wee's Playhouse figures. Tony! What's up, Tony? What am I painting now? Oh man, do I want to mess with this? Oh, I remember what I needed to do with this. I needed to make a acrylic insert for the window. Yeah, and I don't have the acrylic here. I have to go in the other room, so maybe I won't do that right this moment. black. Sometimes I chew gum. Not a lot. More, you know, years ago, I probably chewed more gum than I do now. Why is that, Fat Red? It's kind of a random question. Oh. Yeah, that's cool. I have a whole lot of acrylic see-through frosted plastic stuff that is thin and pretty easy to cut. Was free and plentiful, so I don't worry about it. I just use that for all my windows. Thicker and cloudy, that's cool. Yeah. No, see, I got a lot of stuff. And I have a fair number of these. This is by no means the only one I have. So, nice diffusion. It gets pretty clear when you get up close to it. But a little distance. You can see Deadpool, but a little distance, and it gets that nice look. So if you have a light behind it, as long as the light's back a little, it diffuses it nicely. Super thin, pretty easy to cut. So that's what I usually end up using. I'm all out of bubble gum, yeah. That's I was waiting for that, the Duke Nukem line. Although I suppose that's from maybe Army of Darkness as well. Jay Gonzo, what's up, Jay? Jay, you've been popping up a little bit more lately, man. With the late nights here. Oh, yeah. Cali time. I forgot about that for sure. I feel like Duke Nukem was a game that was a nod or homage to They Live. And you know what's crazy? I've never seen They Live. Never seen it. I know it's huge. Briscoe will probably laugh at that because I was, one of the guys I used to stream with years ago. It's been years now. Was huge on They Live, and I've just never seen it. All right, what's the next thing to do here? Let me take a look look at something here right quick. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, not being able to sleep does suck. I've had that problem in the past, but fortunately, I have not been having that problem lately. I fall out like a rock. I feel like I need more sleep than I used to now, for whatever the reason. Maybe I'm just getting old. I don't know. Alright, let's do a little paint on this while I'm figuring out what else to do. Okay, there it is. That's the one I was looking for. Does hot tea help? I saw your Earl Grey. Earl Grey has caffeine in it. I wouldn't drink it trying to go to sleep. This is to keep me up for the stream, to be quite honest. Physical work helps. You know? Do like 3 sets of as many push-ups as you could do a few hours before bed. Some people, they say it wakes them up, but for me it makes me tired. If you have like some dumbbells or something, a little bit of that will knock me out. Not taking naps during the day. Getting away from these screens, man. You gotta turn the screens off. Like if I'm exhausted, I'll just fall asleep, but if your eyes are glued, especially to a small screen, where you're intently focused on a small screen and scrolling like through Instagram or through TikTok or something, it will mess your ability to fall asleep up. So I read at night before I go to bed. Yep, I try to read a little bit at night before I go to bed, and usually, since I haven't had any insomnia in a long time anyway, I fall asleep pretty quick. The doom scroll, right? The doom scroll sucks, man. They didn't tell us about that. They just said, sure, go ahead and do this. It'll be wonderful. And you're like, oh my gosh. Can't stop looking at this stupid crap. And your attention gets shorter and shorter. To where you feel like you can't do things you used to be able to do, like read a book or something. I've been working on that, trying to like lengthen it out again. I don't know what to do here. Right on. Yeah, it's funny how you always are ready to fall asleep by the time you get to work, but when you're at home in bed, your eyes will be just like wide awake. Hey Troy, what's going on? It's been interesting figuring out how different brushes wick differently. Yeah, I guess. I guess. I don't really think about it too much, I suppose. Oh yeah, for anyone just joining in, these two that I did make last week or in the week before, a couple of part series there, I guess I'm doing them on a live stream, whatever you want to call it. Both of these are available right now up on Etsy in a 2-pack. They're $30. They are 1/18 scale. Could potentially work with 1/12, but it's really meant for 1/18 scale. So just letting you know, they're up there right now on Etsy for $30 for the two of them plus shipping. I'll leave those right here. I'll leave them somewhere. There we go. Whatever. All right. What time is it? It's already 12:22. Wow. Yeah, did we get a late start tonight? It's good to see people still joining in even though I started so late. Ed definitely fell asleep. He was like probably waiting like, oh, this guy's never showing up. I'm done with him. I'm going out to the creek. Purge some brushes, as in get rid of them or as in clean them better? Probably both. Holy crap! Ed woke up. I don't ever sound like that grumpy when I'm talking about the crick. You jerk. What's up, Ed? How you doing, man? I started super late, so I wasn't sure, man. I figured the chair might have grabbed you into the chairverse, and you weren't coming out until tomorrow. Sounded just like you, Ed. Fat Red, of course, is going to pile on to Ed at any chance he can get to do so. A little blast at 10 months. Yeah, that's cool, man. Tear everything up, probably. Briscoe, F you. I think you're saying hello to two people there, but it's hard to tell. So Ed, I do have this. I just gotta figure out what we're doing with that. This is the one that you were talking about. It's a little chunky on the top. Like, I feel like this is just a little too thick, but it does give it a little over-exaggerated vintage look. And Happy New Year, Ed, since it's the first time I'm seeing you. Ed, can you do me a favor? Once again, I'm always asking Ed for favors. Thank you, it's Jay Gonzo. Ed, I put both of these up for sale on the Etsy, both of them for $30 for the pair. Could you throw an Etsy link up in the chat whenever you get a chance, if you can? If you're awake enough, dude, I mean, you know, it's up to you. We'll talk later about the desk. All right, man. Absolutely. I have the other one. I have the fancy pants one. Ooh, but this is more like, you know, the classroom teacher's desk from back in the 80s. Those big metal ones that you could put 10 people standing on top of it. This is kind of like a amalgamation of that and maybe a late 90s, early 2000s style desk. That desk is nuclear blast rated. I've seen the videos. Yeah, this thing is definitely like Cold War era. If you hit under this, you would be pretty safe from nuclear explosions. Yeah, I guess that's kind of cool too. I didn't think about that, Fat Red, but some of these things I'm selling, like the desk, and, well, the desk is Ed's, but some of these other ones, I'm going to be selling this thing soon. This big old display. I'm pretty sure I built this to fit in a detolf. I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure it fits in a detolf. I'll have to check the dimensions exactly. But this was from a pretty popular video. Probably one of my more popular diorama build videos. I don't know. I don't remember how many views it got, maybe 12,000 or something. So, yeah, I'll probably be, I don't know when, but sometime. I kind of don't want to get rid of it because I like the way it came out, but that's how I am with everything. Whenever I did dioramas with this style, where like I did the two-tone on the stone, I always think that looks good, and I never want to get rid of them or anything else. So I guess that's just kind of an excuse. The doors to High Hrothgar, right? Pretty close. That one's 112, Briscoe. Let's see. Yeah. That would would be a Deadpool. Let's see, the door starts right there, so yeah, that would be... Yep, 1/12 scale. Because the door's a little taller, if you had 1/10 figure, like a NECA, I think it would probably work. Since Deadpool there is like about 6 inches, you can see there's about another inch, so that the doors just wouldn't look quite as formidable with a 7-inch figure, but it'd be alright. Just need 2 of your face carvings on either side. Yeah, that would be cool. I don't think I'm going to be able to part with my Legend of Zelda dio that has the face carvings in it, but maybe I'll probably have some extra ones. We'll see. We'll see. There's a couple other things here too that I'm kind of working on, but I don't want to put everything out all at once. It'll be a little at a time. Or maybe the stuff won't sell and I just won't put anything out. So we'll see how that goes. I'm not going to list tons and tons of stuff at once. But I think it'll go. I have patience. Oh! So I kind of forgot. I actually had a few of these left, and I lowered the price on Etsy to $55 from $75. I don't know how long I'm going to keep it at that, honestly. I feel like that might be a little bit lower than I want to sell it at, because these were kind of a lot of work to make the whole batch of them, but I'm sure you guys remember them. The RD100. So I don't know what I'm doing with those. We'll see. They're up right now, though, I think at 55. I was kind of surprised. I went to go list this, and I didn't even remember that I changed that. I thought I was thinking about it, but never did it, so... Base carvings? Yeah, for sure. I just stuck this in freaking glue without realizing it, so that's nice. High quality. Thank you, Fat Red. Appreciate it. Yeah, I was pretty anal when I made those, so... What's this one? This one has an error, actually. Yeah, the front had a flaw, so I just printed a little, cut up an extra little piece there and glued it in place like you would, have some patchwork done. I thought that's cool. Adds to the authenticity, or the character of it, not the authenticity. There you go. This is going to be a pain. Try the bigger brush. It's working a little bit better. has flaws that are one of a kind. Yeah, right? I mean, I embraced the flaws on some of that stuff. I figure it has a little bit of character. I don't remember all of them anymore, but I know some of them had like one extra button somewhere. We got obviously the patch, like I said here. And these are all numbered. So they all had individual numbers and the date that they were made on. 10/5/2023. Wow, it's been that long already? Wow, that was a long time ago. I didn't even realize that. Yeah. It does not seem like that long ago, right? That's what I'm saying, guys. That's crazy. We were talking about it on a I don't think it was a live stream. I think it was a backstage stream. I think Ed was there. It might have been a live stream. Or it might have been after a live stream, and it was Aaron at Helladope Toys was like, just make a batch of those and see how they go. And I was like, all right. Because I was trying to think of how to, if I wanted to do something like that, a batch, or if I wanted to 3D print them or something like that. And he was like, just make a batch. And that was pretty good advice. Worked out pretty well. Helladope Live. Yeah, I don't know if it was Helladope Live or I feel like it was after, like an after show, Ed. Like in the back room. Oh, you know what it was? I think it was the giveaway, Ed. Perhaps it has been that long, 13 months, right? I think it was their giveaway stream. You remember, Ed? I gave that, the first one I did that wasn't quite as complex as this, and it didn't have the wood, but it had the little clay buttons, and Oz won it on the Helladope giveaway stream. You know, everyone showed up and gave stuff away. It's Chad was there. Me, some other people as well. Helladope had a bunch of giveaway stuff, and I think I stuck around till the end, and then we were behind the in the backstage after that. That was a fun one. That stream was a fun one, actually. That was a good time. People always get really happy when you start giving stuff away. There's a lot of excitement. Oh, there you are. Look, you pinned the Etsy link, and I didn't even see it, Ed. Let me, There we go. "13 months, Fat Red." Wow. Well, thanks for 13 months of support, Fat Red. I do appreciate that. Long time now. Start the new year right. Thank you, Fat Red. $20 super chat. Very generous of you. I appreciate it. I do. I'll have to buy some snacks. What I need? I need some socks. That's what I need to buy. Man, I need to buy some socks and some shoes. It's not like I can't buy them. I've just been holding out on that. The bottom of my shoes I've been super gluing, man. I've been super gluing little chunks back on the bottom of my shoes as they come off. Get some socks then, right? Too funny. One of the little gifts I got from my mom for Christmas was some socks. And it's funny because she's stolen all my socks. I had probably about 20 pairs of socks, and now I have like 5 pairs of socks. And she's just took them all and wore them all out. So I got her some, and then when I get her those, I was like, oh, maybe I'll take a couple of pairs of these. And she said, well, you could just have the old ones back. Now they all have holes in them and stuff. Old people have some funky nails sometimes, like they're really brittle. So, yeah, that's just funny. Should I use my time for this, or should I go buy socks? It's usually my time for this or that. Yeah, I love having a fresh package of socks on hand. I used to always keep a fresh package of socks and a fresh pack of underwear, boxers on hand, because you just if you're having a bad day, or if you don't have anything clean, but really if you're having a bad day, it just feels nice to have some fresh socks for sure. Get snacks. I don't know, Troy. That's a pretty compelling argument right there. I mean, snacks are good. I think I got some Little Debbie, not Little Debbie. Is it Little Debbie? Might be Little Debbie. Cinnamon coffee cakes in the closet. That might happen here around snack time sooner than you think. Tan or a beige. This is too dark. I don't know. Big bag of black socks for $10? Really? That's a pretty good deal, Briscoe. I might have to go look into that because socks have been like, everything's gone up. Every time I look at socks, I feel like they're close to 20 bucks for a regular package of them. I want some beige. What's this? No, absolutely not. Terracotta might be interesting. Wow, that would be bold looking. I don't think I'm gonna do it. It might look like Clown World. Hazy Moon. That would work. I think that would work. I don't know. Let me see what just some regular looks like first. Snacks are more expensive than socks these days. You're not wrong. $10 for snacks, $10. You guys are acting like YouTube doesn't come in like a vulture and snatch part of that money, because it's not 20 bucks by the time it gets to me, but it is what it is. Still get most of it. You got to remember the YouTube Mafia Shakedown cut. Novelty socks, huh? Okay, alright. Hey, Sub-Zero, what's up, man? Made it, right? Nice, some Ultimate Warrior socks somewhere. Wow. I guess I'm boring with socks. I'm like, I just want like plain... I like all my socks to look exactly alike. So if I get a hold of one, I just throw it out and I could, you know... don't have to match them together. I just match. I do ball them up when they come out of the laundry, but I like it super simple. Super duper simple. That line was way heavier than I wanted it to be, but we're gonna leave it, because why not? Go ahead. Like if I was there. My socks are fold only, right? Random late night in the desert. Yeah. I'm pretty utilitarian with most stuff like that. The only things I get fancy with is tools or stuff I make things with. Otherwise, everything's pretty simple. Pretty straightforward. Oh my gosh. I guess it's all right. Wake up tea and getting ideas, right? Chris Minton. Those bench multi-tools can be a sander, can be a tabletop lathe, etc. All in one. A sander, a tabletop lathe. I'm not sure. I am not sure, man. Is it vertical? Like a vertical lathe? Or are you talking about it's like a lathe sideways? Like a wood lathe? Medical lathe? I mean, metal lathe. Don't they have... I think they have some kind of attachment you can put on like a drill press for like just really minimal work. I did look at micro wood lathes though for doing like turning like dollhouse furniture legs and things at one point. I actually have a company that if I email them, they probably would send me one for free, but I just don't have space, and I don't need it right now. I have too many other things going on. Kenzo, what's up, Kenzo? It can be a drill press too. Does it move, Fat Red, or is it stuck in one position? Interesting. Alright, I'm gonna try a little of this. I don't know, this might look crazy. Is this gonna look crazy? Let's see. No, it does not, in fact, look crazy. It's got to be really light here and there, though, I think. Probably kind of hard to see on. No, you can see it. Yeah, it definitely makes it pop more than without it. Thought you were gonna use cobalt for the floor. Not on this one. No, because it's got the tech spot. So, and actually, you know, this one had the dark blue on the floor, and that did look cool. It's just experimenting. This one doesn't even have that. This one's got the brown. So. We could throw a little peek of that there. I probably shouldn't be changing these since they won't match the picture in the Etsy listing, but it'll just be a small difference. It'll be all right. Metal alloy part? No, this is what we got. It's like a heavy dry brush. Yeah. 2-tone or 3-tone. That dio is not on your Etsy site right now. No, this one is not on my Etsy site right now, Ed, but these two are on the Etsy. For $30 for the pair of them. I thought this is the one I like the most probably, but you know, if you have this one along with it, you can kind of do something. Even though the floor isn't cobalt or isn't the dark blue, it'll, you know, this part of the floor was blue, this part wasn't. You'll be all right. This one will go up eventually, Ed. I wasn't completely satisfied with it yet, so. You can order water slide decal sheets for your printer or down and dirty printed seal with packing tape, cut and glue to a fig. I see. For the arm patch, I got you now. It took me a second to figure out what you were talking about. Oh, you got the steel walls done. Sub-Zero says slate gray with Vallejo gunmetal accents, threw in some silver, and it worked great. Use your rock technique around it. Very cool. Very cool. Ed is big with the silver on stuff too. Well, usually he throws silver into rocks, which I need to try already, but I haven't. Thanks, man. That down and dirty option never crossed my mind. That sounds like a technique that is more my style. I think regular Scotch tape might give me the matted look I want. Yeah, Ed's full of useful tips, especially about living near the creek. Yeah, for an arm patch, Scotch tape will work. Yeah, that's cool. Arm patch is a good idea like that. Print it. Seal it with packing tape. Now, this is a crazy thought, and I'm not sure if that would work, but if you had, you know, like some labels, some mailing labels, printer paper, and you peeled the label off, like your address label, and you stuck some Scotch tape on there that was like the frosted Scotch tape, not the super clear, but the frosted kind. Could you print with inkjet ink onto that location a little patch and then cut it out and just use the Scotch tape to stick it on a figure, and then you could seal it with some Mod Podge or something after? I don't know. I don't know how the inkjet would print on that or not, but it seems like it might. Worth an experiment. You'd have to be precise with the placement of the label and the text, but if you were using, you know, one of those Avery label formats, you should be able to get it pretty good. That's some serious MacGyvering. I mean, it would be cool if you were doing a whole unit, right? And you just printed out like 20 patches on a piece of tape and just cut it and stuck it on there. Yeah, it'd be a cool experiment. Maker's Magic. Okay. More matte than Mod Podge. Really? What is that, Kenzo? Maker's Magic? I don't know what the heck that is. I definitely have always wanted a more matte... is it brush on or is it spray on? Because, yeah, as you know, matte Mod Podge, still not very matte. I think this is done. What do we got here? Same thing as Mod Podge. Okay, cool. Yeah, I might look into that. Might look into that. We're gonna leave that alone and not play with that. So let's see what we got here. Are these dry? I think they are dry. Boom, 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 boom. Where's the black? Oh. We could shrink me down. We don't need me. Who cares about me? There we go. More stuff. gonna roll to bed. Happy New Year's, everyone. Thanks for all your tips, Random. Appreciate you, brother. Absolutely, Fat Red. Thank you. Thank you for the super chat, and thank you, Ed, for all your tips too. Look at Ed. Hope you have a good week, Fat Red. I'm not gonna be going too much later. I know I started late, but 1 o'clock is it's already kind of pushing it for me. I don't like to stay up until 3 in the morning if I can help it. But we'll see. We'll see what. What is there to do, man? What is there to do? Put this over here. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Anything I can do with this with paint? Man, that's a dusty thing. Hanging in, wow. Yeah, Kenzo, that's got to be wild with her age, man. This is another little one I've had for a long time, and I've used in some photo shoots. I like the way that came out too with the stones. This one's probably gonna put this up, and I will, when I do that, it'll have the columns. Although I'm gonna miss these columns. I can make some more, obviously. I think I still have my circle jig for my hot wire foam cutter. I gotta pull that out and see what's going on with it. But yeah, I think I had some pretty good pictures of maybe Cobra Commander on here, maybe a year ago. I don't know. They're up on Instagram. I have to go find them. $101, man. Yeah, that's wild. Kenzo, I don't heal from stuff at 45 like I used to, so I can't even imagine what the heck 101 is like. Love the pillars? Thanks, Ed. Yeah. Yeah, they were actually an accident. I was doing tests on the circle cutting jig, and I couldn't get the circle to be the same size twice, so every time I cut it, they were just a little bit different. And I was like, you know what? Let me just order these out in size order and make them into pillars. So, yeah, one's slightly taller than the other. Not a big deal, though. Yeah, Kenzo, for sure. 88, still active. Yeah, Sub-Zero. That's great, man. My mom is... she's in her late 70s, but she's not super active. She's up, but she has osteoarthritis and lots of mobility issues. Alright. Well, we painted this. I don't know. I'm still debating on flocking this. Maybe just like a little patch here or something. I might do that. We'll see. A little bit of flock would go a long way, and definitely in some of these spots in here. I think it was Ed that mentioned it last week, and I have a rock that's kind of like that, but it definitely looks good with flock in there. Look at this thing. Big old chunky monkey rock. This one got used when I got, I think it was an Instagram reel I did for Entertainment Earth. Or it might have been used in a few different things, but I'm pretty sure I made this when I was doing Kakashi, SH Figure Arts Kakashi reel for Entertainment Earth. The moss grow. Yeah, we need to ask Ed on the moss thing. I don't know. I mean, I guess I could get technical with it, but I always just put the moss wherever it feels like it should go. Moss always grows on the north side of a tree, Kenny. Well, Ed, what about on a rock? Is it going to be always on the north side of a rock, or is it going to be more dispersed since it's not a perfect cylinder? I never looked at this with a... Yeah, actually, that looks really massive with a 1/18 scale. Because this I made really for 1/12, but you know, a rock will work for any scale pretty much, unless you're way, way out. Yeah, see old Deadpool up there? Super cool. This was really good for different... You can do so much with just a few rocks. You know, you don't even need like a whole diorama. Dioramas are cool and you know, good for backdrops, but a couple of modular pieces like this for photos, super great. A few of these, a couple of trees. Any side of a rock. Okay. Okay, Ed. Ed has spoken. Ed has spoken. The Moss Whisperer. Ed, I was talking to Ted. Apparently there was a little bit of damage that occurred. I don't know if I'm supposed to say this or not, but I'm gonna go out on a limb here. Apparently there was a little bit of damage occurred to the Mossmobile. Nothing major, but some issues with the steering wheel area. So I told Ted if he wanted to, and he said he would. We'll see if he does. He could ship the Mossmobile to me, and we can send it in for some repairs, possibly an upgrade. We shall see. All right, guys, it is 1:37. No, it's not 1:37. It's 1:13 in the morning, and I've been going for an hour and 37 minutes, which is not as long as I normally go. I can only imagine what nonsense he was up to with it. I don't know what the heck happened, Ed, but, you know, I pictured Darklaw drunk going, you know. It's probably fairly accurate. Ted Ward dropped the Mossmobile. I don't know. As soon as he said something broke, I knew it was the steering wheel, and it was the steering wheel, because the steering wheel was the flimsiest part of it, because it's just a little wooden steering column with the wooden wheel that's fairly thin on it. And I figured the column would have just came off, but somehow he managed to break the wooden piece. Like, it's like psh, snapped. So I'll take a look at it if he sends it over here, and maybe we can I mean, we could definitely repair it, but maybe we could put a sneaky upgrade in there. We'll see. Troy, take it easy, buddy. All right. I'm out of here. Once again, one last time, I'll hawk this stuff. The link is right up there in the chat. These two are for sale. 30 bucks in my Etsy. Maybe someone will buy them, and if not, we'll just put some more stuff up later. Not a big deal. Everyone have a fantastic week. Happy New Year. Thanks for coming and hanging out, even though I started late. And I hope to see you guys next week. And thank you again for all my channel supporters. And you, Ed, for waking up. Take it easy, guys. Later.